All right, guys, the strike's over. Get back to work. Get back to healing. Strike's done. If you're somebody that keeps up with Marvel Rivals and playing the game, you watch streamers, YouTube videos about the game, then you're aware of the Marvel Rivals support player strike that supposedly happened. And I want to go ahead and just say this right out front. This is the smallest part of the community that you could possibly think of. 0.0001% caused this. I don't think for a second that majority of support players were logging into Marvel Rivals, going into matches and just saying, all right, I'm not going to heal. I'm going to throw. I'm not going to go support. And this all stems from big streamers saying support role is stupid, it's dumb, it's boring. Okay, why do you care what a streamer or YouTuber thinks about the role? How is that inflicting on you as a player? You know it's not brain dead. You know it's not bad. You know it's not a problem. Also, you're not playing with these streamers or YouTubers. Now, don't get me wrong. If it was me, I would love to play with, I'd play with anybody. But for the majority of these people, you're not playing with these streamers or YouTubers. So you wouldn't even be influenced by this. So I want to go ahead and get that out of the way, that this whole situation, I think, is crazy. The devs have noticed this, which is a bad thing, right? They think because people are complaining and the internet is screaming, which it's not, it's just all made up, it's all fake, that they have to make changes to the strategists to end the strike. Like, we work for Marvel. Like, these people work for Marvel Rivals and they're out front like, we need better damage and better healing because we need more. And that's completely just straight up false. I've been playing support role strategist majority of my Marvel Rivals time. I also mained support for a while when I played Overwatch. Your job as a support player is to support the team. That doesn't mean it's not glamorous. It doesn't mean you're going to go out and get a 5K, a 6K. You're not going to go out there and dunk on somebody with your ult. Your job is to keep your team alive, and if you can, manage the team a little bit. Be a leader. Ping things. Hey, go in the chat. Hey, can you focus this guy down for me? Thanks. Or hit your mic button that you have a microphone. Hey, can you please focus the tank? Can you please focus the Iron Fist that's in our backline that's killing me? As a support player, it's not glamorous, but it is fun. In my opinion, I've played a lot of games that have support roles, and I like the support role. I like helping my team win. Even in first-person shooters like Halo, I like to play a support. I play in a support position where I help players, I help teammates. So I don't want to talk too much about the role itself and how whatever, but I just thought this was absolutely insane that it got this far. And guess what? It worked. They rolled out a patch that is going to absolutely change the meta for better or worse, and it was support heavy focused. And I don't like reading down like patch notes and stuff like this, but I wanted to read these because I thought this was crazy. The pattern here is giving me more killing power to support role, thus providing these characters more of a fighting chance when enemies are diving in the backline. So first of all, if you're getting dove in the backline, that's your team problem. That's not your problem. As strategists, we shouldn't buff strategists because they're getting dove in the backline. That's your DPS and your tank's problem. Also, you got to be able to defend yourself as a strategist. You got to be able to know, okay, they have a dive comp. Let me be a little bit more cautious. Maybe position myself. There's a lot that goes into this, but anyway, Adam Warlock, the absolute goat of dinking heads and just shredding, add a new effect to Quantum Magic when a critical hit, so a headshot, on an enemy reduces the cooldown of his healing by 1 second. So if you're getting headshots with Adam Warlock, which is quite easy, you're going to be getting your healing faster. Adam is already insane when it comes to dealing damage. He can burst down any DPS or even strategist if he goes 1v1. He's really tough to deal with at high ranks. Now, low ranks, Adam Warlock, you got to be mechanically skilled to use Adam. But this makes him even scarier at the high ranks. Now he's going to be healing even more often, which I've said before, like his healing needs just a tiny little buff. And also, I kind of agree with the people that say he needs to be able to fly. Let me fly a little bit. Flying sometimes inherently is bad. Like you become an open air target. I think the flying, I think characters that can fly are sometimes even easier to hit. So anyway, Cloak and Dagger. Increased damage of Dark Force Cloak from 75 to 80 as dagger increased damage of life force dagger from 15 to 18. So you're just straight up going to be doing more damage now, baseline as Cloak and Dagger. Cloak was already in a good spot. Now she's even a better. They're in a better spot. Luna adjusts damage fall off from 60% to 75% at 40 meters. So just yet again, more damage for Luna, and Mantis increased hit damage of life energy blast from 50 to 55. So baseline, everyone just got a buff because a fake strike that it was completely fabricated and garbage. And if you actually went in a Marvel Rivals game and tried to do that, I promise you would have got reported and you probably would have got a ban. That is so silly. It wasn't. It's not that deep. I'll say it here. It's not that deep. I'll go a step further. It's a skill issue. If you're in bronze or you're playing quick play, bro, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the balancing. Don't worry about it. Just get on, play the game, have fun. Don't worry about the balancing. Marvel Rivals has done something that I didn't think was possible, because most teams and dev teams of games like to balance games into oblivion. Marvel took an approach that was like, everybody's busted, and that's what has kept me coming back to that game. Is it feels like everybody's busted. It feels like mostly you go down the list of heroes, everyone's pretty much viable because they have crazy abilities that make them fun. And when you start barking, complaining, and you're forcing the hand of the devs, like, hey, we want more stronger strategists. Well, guess what? Now, okay, you got it. Guess what's going to happen? Strategists are now going to run the game with more force, with more damage. They're going to be able to potentially outpace DPS if they're not careful. I like incremental changes, which some of these you could argue are incremental changes, but I think, like, for example, Spider-Man got everyone's complaining and banning Spider-Man because they're tired of getting punch comboed. One Punch Man by Spider-Man. 5-meter radius to 4-meter radius. Okay. That's good. I like when they do incremental changes, because when you do a massive change, it is immediately felt in game, and it affects all ranks. But this support one is crazy. I noticed that they didn't touch anybody else. They didn't touch Loki, the Shark Man, and they didn't touch Rocket, which I think Rocket he was already in an amazing spot. Arguably he is the best support in the game because of his newfound defensive ult that he has. But anyway, I just wanted to bring this up because I thought this was insane that this even happened, and I kind of want to cap this off with a little bit what people are saying. So now imagine if we DPS striked, then everyone would be banned for throwing. Yeah, it's the same thing. Why the strike is stupid in game anyway, unless it was absolutely egregious. Play a role called support, complain you're not a focal point of the team. Today's gamers are pathetic. Yeah, I mean, going on a strike. Yeah, a lot of people are saying, like, come on. And honestly, I follow a lot of like Facebook groups and what people are saying on Twitter and Reddit and stuff. Like, I couldn't find anybody that was actually on strike. I didn't go into any games where anybody was striking. So I feel like this is a narrative pushed that didn't happen. And that's where I fall on this. But yeah, everyone kind of just agreed that this was silly, and now we're facing the consequences in the game because of it. But I wanted to say this, and this is a concept that I think is super important, and I think every game should have this. Every game. In-game surveys. Old school RuneScape doesn't have an in-game survey per se, but they have a survey that they do where they ask the community, like, hey, we're about to implement this into the game. Vote yes or no, or vote on this, this, and this. And if enough of the community says no, then it doesn't get added to the game. They might try to rerun it later, or you voted on this thing, so you're getting this thing instead of that thing. And in this case, I think feedback would have been extremely important. And then show the feedback to the community. When you open up Marvel Rivals, ping a little thing, a little message says, hey, would you like to take a survey on the support strike? Most people would be like, "What the hell is that?" Because I don't even know, because they're not chronically online like most of these people. But it would give players like me and everyone else that thinks this is silly to go on there and be like, "Hey, this is dumb, and I'm not a part of this, and I'm not doing this." And then they could come back on the home screen. Hey, we got your word, we got your feedback. 0.0001% of the community is mad about it, so we're not gonna worry about it. Carry on, keep playing the game, and then we get to carry on. But when you use social media as a metric as to how good or bad something is, you know, it's not good. You don't know. I mean, some of these people may not even play the game. Some of these people might be barking and making up stuff that they're not even playing Marvel Rivals. They're just trying to cause uh insanity, which this is. So anyway, guys, I want to end it there. What do you guys think? Were you somebody that did the strike? I doubt it. If you play Marvel, I assume you were just like everybody else. You kept playing the game and you didn't care. I just kind of wanted to get that out there because I felt like you don't want to go down this road. You don't want to allow social media to control your game, because a lot of the times they don't even know what they're saying or what they're doing, and it can legit be propaganda, which I think this is. So anyway, guys, that's it.